Welcome back. Better Than a Let's Play, episode 16. I'm Enigmas. And today, we're on lolMountain, the aptly named lolMountain. Now, in the last episode, we built a staircase up out of the ocean to kind of an arching platform heading towards lolMountain, but the camera angle didn't give you an opportunity to see just how close we were to the mountain. Well, now you can see this is pretty much where we left off after the last episode, and there's the mountain. So we're right there, and the goal now is trying to first of all get an idea of what I can start on without any firm plans regarding specifically what we're going to do here, and then eventually come up with some firm plans on specifically what it is we're going to do here. I don't know. I just, like I said when I first showed off the whole area and the mountain, was that I saw it, I was out exploring, it was this giant spire of a mountain sort of almost in the middle of nowhere. I just couldn't conceive of not using it for something. So that's how lolMountain was born, as a place to build something. But we're quite a ways from any kind of central facility, and I don't want to get in the habit of just throwing down a chunk loader every time I get a new idea. That's a bad way, I think, to handle things in any mode. Survival, single player, multiplayer. When we're talking about a product that's already prone to performance issues when you do everything right, abusing things out of indifference, probably not the best way to go. So I'm just focusing on things right now that I don't need to worry about leaving behind. I can leave it. It's not a machine that's running that I'm counting on to be done at any point in the future. It's just a thing. And like I said previously with the micro blocks, because I'm using a lot of them, if it turns out the micro blocks start to cause issues, I just leave and I never come back. I don't have to worry about dismantling the entire thing in order to regain the performance I need to play the game. I just go somewhere else. So it's a win-win no matter what we do. But I decided the first thing that we would do is ascend to the peak of lolMountain, or at least to a position where we can decide what to do with the peak of lolMountain, because it's the shape of the mountain is such that I don't want to just start butchering it right away until I know what I'm going to do with it, because it's kind of unique. I really like it, and I don't want to wreck it for the sake of just saying I was here and now we've got a staircase that leads up there. So subtlety was very important in this sort of build, and making sure that, first of all, I don't have a problem with the staircase being visible. In fact, it seems like quite a shame to undertake this project to build a staircase all the way up to the top of the mountain and not be able to see it, but I don't want it to be this overbearing thing that when you look at the mountain, that's the first thing your eye hits on is the staircase, and that's all you want to look at is this staircase going up, because it's the most obvious thing there. So the idea came to try and carve it into the side of the mountain in a way that we're not doing any tunnels necessarily where the staircase is going to be concealed for any significant length, but we aren't necessarily giving ourselves leave to build the staircase out in any sort of ostentatious, obnoxious kinds of ways. So you can see here I'm building a little bit of a platform, sort of a landing, so that we can round this corner and do so and still have the staircase feel functional as you're going up. It's not this super narrow corridor that we kind of ruined the functionality for the sake of trying to make it look a certain way, but at the same time not being so large that, again, it's like blam right in your face and that's all you can see whenever you look at the mountain. So we've got kind of a widening going on there, and I think as one of the refining details, eventually I'll go underneath and kind of, instead of having it just jet flat out the side of the mountain, just kind of make it look like it's a bit of a natural plateau, which wouldn't take too much, wouldn't require a lot of microblocks or any microblocks at all, probably. But one of the things that I found is that I hadn't really given a lot of thought to what material I was going to use when I came out here. I just thought, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to see what I can find, and then I'm going to start working on something, and all I really had with me was sandstone and a little bit of regular stone. So eventually I started cannibalizing the mountain for all of its coal and I made a furnace with cobblestone that I got while clearing certain areas of the mountain, and started cooking my own stone on the spot so that I could keep going as best as I could. And eventually that wasn't fast enough and my tools broke. So I went back to the central facility and I made some heat picks so that when I was mining blocks off the mountain, I was getting stone back instead of cobblestone, and that really helped. But you'll notice in later views of the mountain, all that coal that you see now, it's not there anymore. I took it. It's all gone. Now this is actually a pretty hostile sort of place. I didn't expect there to be so many monsters. It's not that it didn't make sense that there were so many monsters, it's just I never really did a look around to see, okay, what's this looking like in terms of where monsters are going to spawn relative to where I'm going to be working. And there were times when I would have like 5 or 6 zombies just drop out of nowhere onto me while I was working my way up the mountain, and that was almost funny. You can't really call it truly funny because it's also pretty irritating, but you can't really say that it's horrible either because, first of all, they can't hurt me, and also it's just like raining zombies, which is kind of fun all by itself. But you can see now what I really wanted to do here is give a sense of scale in terms of just how large this mountain is. So we built that staircase up from the sandstone platform, and then we turned around and we shot it up the other way, and then you can see just off the top of the screen now we're working on the third leg of the staircase, and as the cameraman kind of moves around, you can see we're already kind of moving up there, up the side of the mountain. Now, with this view, you can't easily see the staircase because you're looking down on it, but from down on the ground, I can tell you they're actually, the only time when they're really easy to see is at night, because the staircases are lit and nothing else on the mountain is. So that part of it is working out, getting this sense of scale, and getting the staircases in without, you know, completely destroying the mountain in the process. But it takes a long time. There's a lot of digging going on. There's a lot of looking around to see and trying to find where on the mountain I can make the next turn without having to do these great giant platforms that will take a lot of attention away from what we're trying to preserve. Again, still no idea exactly what we're going to use the mountain for, but just building our way to the top. And it's probably one of the more fun things that I've done in a long time. Just all of this building that I've been doing has been so relaxing is not even the right word. It's kind of like deciding that you want to build something with machines or work through a certain tech tree and realizing, hey, you know what, it's great to be able to make that choice that I'm going to start working through this tech tree now because I want to. But then you take that and then you change it so that you can remake that choice every 5 minutes, and it doesn't matter. You're still getting things done. So I could decide I wanted to make, I don't know, what is there to make? Some stupid farm that makes trees and then harvests the trees and then converts the wood into something and then does something with something, turning it into something, fed into something that produces something else, until finally you get an end product and you're like, wow, that was awesome. That's good. Those projects are awesome. But if you decide 5 minutes into it that you want to go a completely different direction, sometimes you kind of get stuck where you've made a really big mess, and changing direction 5 minutes later means you have to completely undo everything you've been doing. Not so with this. The pure building element is pretty liberating. There's a word, liberating. I could say, you know, playing in your underwear is probably also liberating, but this is a little different. We're slowly working our way up, and actually we're rounding the final bend as far as I want to take the staircase. Now this is basically the level that we were at in the previous scene, and we've just come around to the other side of the mountain. That's all we've done, is we've done a short staircase up and around so that we're on the back side of the mountain now. We're doing this final leg of the staircase, and this is where the monsters just, you can see the skeletons up top there. And I saw one and he started shooting at me, and then I saw another, and eventually I just got mad at all of them and I started chasing them around. Ended up down at the base of the mountain with a bunch of bones and bows and arrows and stuff. And then the creepers, I swear these guys were doing like parkour all the way down the mountain, like all day. It wasn't, you'd never get like that thump and then the hiss. It was always like thump, 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 hiss for the creeper. It was like, the hell are you doing? But again, creeper collateral means he can't wreck my staircase, and power armor means he can't wreck me. So parkour creepers, not really an issue. We're coming up here, and that's basically what you just saw go into place there, kind of turning up to the left. That's about as far as the staircase is going to go, because as you'll see with the cameraman when he starts to pan out here, we're at the peak, basically. The area right at the very top is going to be where we end up doing whatever it is we do with this project, whether we hollow it out and build something inside, or whether we build something on the outside, or a combination of both. The staircase is basically done. So I'll let you finish watching the cameraman kind of do his thing, give you a view of what's going on. I have no idea, once again, what we're doing for the next episode, but as long as I keep having fun, obviously we're going to keep putting out episodes, and we can enjoy the randomness for a little while instead of these great onerous projects that always seem to crap out at the very end. So please leave your comments and feedback below the video. You can subscribe to my channel and be notified when I add new videos. You can also follow me on the Twitters and get a tweet when I add a new video. Do that. It's kind of neat. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.